Okay, I'm now concerned I'm going to run out of disk space. Because I've been taking so many breaks, I've been able to charge up my device, which is great, but then I only have so much disk space for recording. But let's go ahead and try to get through this. So we're going to do the airfield operations, and obviously, let me get to the section here. So German fighters, obviously, the squadrons, it advanced 2 spaces, and so the way it works is our squadrons, if they're reduced, it goes to rearm, and then these ones would go back out. So 411 would get back, the 312 would make it back. How the heck did a 312 get into the battle? Oh yeah, that's because of the event. Anything that was patrolling would go back, and then these guys would all end up on here at the rearm step. So that's how this would play out. But the thing is, the overnight's going to cause things to happen. I just don't remember. We're going to go through that together. This reminds me a lot of like Pendragon, or any coin game where you got the little peek ahead of the possible raids that are coming, and even like this is like winter, or an end of an epoch, and something like that. So it's interesting. All right, so we get through that, and now we're doing the calendar update. So the calendar update is the last phase of the game. It occurs after the last raid of the day when you advance the clock marker onto the end of day space, which is exactly what's happening. So squadron and group reset. Move all in-flight squadrons to their assigned sectors on the map, full side up. So I guess the step that I just did was unnecessary. Move all patrolling squadrons, rearming squadrons, and landing squadrons to their assigned sectors on the map, retaining their facing full or reduced. Ooh, that's interesting. Move all group in the in-flight box and any space of their clock to their assigned air bases full side up, and then flip everything to full side up. So the only people that would be reduced at this stage is us, if we were reduced. But thankfully, well, hold on a second. Yeah, it says all in-flight squadrons are full side up. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so all it's saying is everything with the Germans flip. It makes sense. So all these fighters that were reduced are no longer reduced. And then the big thing is the bombers are available to raid again. Sorry, I'm doing some stuff off camera here. I'm just flipping everything over. Okay, and then the British ones, we were a little premature in doing this. These guys all come out. So 311 goes there, and then we have 2 for 411, which is there. 2 for 511 and 1 for 611. Okay, now's when the fun starts. Day advance. Draw a day event card to determine the number of non-raid days that pass before the next raid day. So here we go. 1 day elapsed. Now, there is a special rule that if you get this twice in a row, something else happens. I can't remember what, but I think you have to draw another one. But we're only going to have 1 day go by, so we move up to August 12th. So that's interesting. And then if the day event card calls for a 1 day advance and the previous day was also 1 day, disregard the card and draw another one. That's what happens. If the day event card calls for a 5 or 6 day advance and the previous day also called for that, we also disregard. Advance the day marker number of spaces, done. Gain 1 victory point for each day elapsed. Oh, I didn't know we get to do that. I think I did, and I mentioned it, but I forgot. So that's a nice way to score some points. So we're down to -7. If you move the day marker past September 8th, you implement stabilization scheme, which it's not September 8th, it's like August 12th. Carry out the event listed on the day event card you just drew. Okay. Tension between 11 and 12 group. Squadrons in 12 group may not be placed on patrol in 11 group sectors in the upcoming day. Oh, my apologies, folks. I forgot. You can actually go on patrol in an adjacent group. So you can actually say, I'm going to go on patrol over here in somebody else's group. I totally forgot you could do that. In fact, I probably need to look up those rules again. So it's just saying that the 12 group can't go and patrol the 11 group, which means that these guys down here can't go up and help the green up above. That sort of hurts, but I wasn't playing that way anyways, and my apologies. I got that. Maybe I was making it harder on myself. I honestly think that just makes the game even harder because I'm not sure I'm smart enough to know where to patrol. So anyways, there we go. We have an event that definitely impacts us. Okay, update replacement markers. According to the day event card you just drew for each British and German airplane type. Okay, so we got to update based on all of this. And remember, Blenheim is only used for night rules, so that's an advanced rule. So we don't have that. All right, so let's go up here. I have to make sure we're not bumping anything on the board. Okay, so the Hurricane goes up by 2. Let's do German fighter first. It goes up by 2. So 1, 2. And then the Hurricane goes up by 2. The level bomber goes up by 2. And then the Spitfire goes up by 2. Now the experienced pilot points is based on VPs. So our VPs are -25 to -10. We're sitting at -7. So we're at -9 to +14. We actually get 1 experienced pilot. So we go up to 8. That's funny. So I guess a negative score is not that uncommon. Anyways, maybe we shouldn't panic so much. Okay. Now there is a repair number, so let's just keep going. Okay, light loss replacement for each squadron or group in a light loss box. Expend 1 aircraft replacement point to move the unit to its sector or airbase full. For each squadron, also expend 1 experience point. Okay, so let's start with the Germans. And you can see here I ended up bumping with the camera. That's what I was trying to avoid. Okay. The Germans have 2 in the light loss box. So these are both bombers. Okay, so they're level bombers, so the Germans are going to lose 2 level bomber points, which are the 2 that they just gained. So the Ju-88 goes back and the He-111 goes back, and then you come up here to the level bomber, and they get reduced by 1, 2. So they're back down to 9. That's how that works. Now we are going to lose, for Spitfire, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Spitfire. And I'm pretty sure they go to the light loss box full. Let me check. Yes, they do. So we have all Spitfires. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's all Spitfires that got damaged. So the Spitfire goes down by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And our experienced pilot goes down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if we didn't have enough points, obviously we can't repair. If we didn't have enough experienced pilot points, then what happens is our units become green pilots, and they actually are reduced. and they stay reduced until they perform in one mission and survive. And then once they survive the mission, they're no longer green. Going on patrol doesn't count. They actually have to go on a mission. Okay, so we get to put these back out. So 611 gets 2, 111, and 410. There we go. So all of our units are out. We did the light loss replacement. Heavy loss replacement has nothing but Germans. For each squadron or group in a heavy loss box, expend 1 aircraft replacement point and move it to a light loss box. So another raid day has to go by before those will go back out. And so they're basically spending points to go here, and then they're gonna have to spend points again to go back. So these are 2 fighters here, and that's a level bomber for the Germans. So the level bomber goes down 1, and then the fighter goes down 2. Okay? And if the Germans don't have enough points, then that's when this Luftwaffe depletion starts to go up. And as you can see, they have plenty of points right now. In fact, they pretty much only lost the points they gained from the event card. If you move the day marker 2 or past day spaces containing German reinforcements, they come out full. If the date is September 7th or earlier, and it is, we can lose VP points to enter 1 or 2 British reinforcements. Okay, so this is the tough choice. We can spend victory points, to put out some cards. And section 15 has more details. And I just quoted, I was reading the section on cards to put out reinforcement planes. There's a part of me that wants to do that. So let's look here. There's the explanation for the green pilots, but right here. Hold on. I thought it was here. It says section 15. 15.5. Next page. Okay. If the reinforcement squadron entered August 11th through 16th, that's 4 victory points. See that little table here, right where my finger's pointing? Otherwise, it's 3 or 2. And then after September 8th, you don't get any. Now, here's what's interesting. During the stabilization period after September 8th, all reinforcement squadrons that we did not take get converted into experienced pilot points. For every reinforcement squadron not yet taken, the experienced pilot marker moves 2 spaces up the track. So, but not beyond the max level. I mean, I just want to give you some perspective here. These are all the reinforcement tokens. This stack and that stack. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 30 points. It would go up. The track only goes to 24. So if you got the bright idea that, hey, let's never take any reinforcements because those 2 experienced pilot points are going to mean something to us, well, you can get it all the way down to 12. And then you basically go from 0 to 24 every single time. So that's if you have this down to 12. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so we can at least get 15 or 3 of them and still max it out every time. The other thing I want to point out is that the Hurricanes are only worth 3 points, combat points, and the other ones aren't. But you have to also pay attention that they have specific groups and sectors. So these ones are for 3, 4, 5, etc. So, okay, I do want to do 2 of them. I'm going to lose 8 victory points. 7 and 8. We just dropped to minus 15. So then the question becomes, I would like to get Spitfires more than Hurricanes because they have more combat value. So now I'm just looking at, okay, where would I want to go? I'm really looking at Sector 111. I think that would be a valuable one. I just don't know if there's one available. Yep, there's this one right here. Yep, that's 111. That's the one that is Southampton. And then we have, so I'm going to put him out. You know, 311 is really weak. So is 212. But we also had battles on 611 and 511. So I think any of those, I think the 11s are the ones where we really need our reinforcements. So I'm looking at this, I see a 611 here. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to do a 611 as well. So those are my 2 extra units I just put out. Is that smart of me to do? I have no clue. But I think more units is better than not more units. And, you know, am I going to make up the 8 victory points for doing this? I have no idea. But I'm going to try it. Okay, so now let's get back to our steps here. Part of our step program. Somewhere in here was supposed to be repairing the radar. So why don't I have this? So we're here, we just did reinforcements. Then for the card shuffle check, that's just making sure if we finished our 4th raid day, oh, you know what? There's daily preparation. That doesn't have it either. Okay, so when you look at combat damage, there's the radar one. See here? The radar at net is damaged for the remainder of the raid day. It will be repaired at the beginning of the next raid day on 11.3. Bomb damage is repaired at the start of each raid day during the repair step of the daily prep phase. At that time, remove all light damage markers from the map. For each heavy damage marker, attempt to repair by rolling a die. And then you get a value. So if I go back to the day phase, oh, there it is, repair. Remove all light damage markers. Okay, that's the first thing that's going to happen when we start our next turn. We skip that. So this radar with the light damage did get repaired. So that's also good. Okay, we just finished one day out of many. And it only advanced one day on the track. It could have advanced 5 or 6 days, but that's inconsequential. We are sitting at minus 15 victory points. It could be worse. Now, granted, 8 of that was because I wanted to put out 2 more pilots. I don't know, or 2 more squadrons of planes. I don't know if that was a stupid move of me or not. I have no idea, but I did it. Okay, so this is where we would start and do another day. So I might have to quit for the night, largely because I'm concerned about my, I'm running out of disk space. So I'm having fun. I'm still like we had a really awesome, that very last raid of the day, we finally started scoring some serious points. And that's what we need to do and do more of. And I think the strategy there is you just got to hammer them and hit them hard. And so I don't know. I mean, maybe sometimes you just got to let them raid without us intercepting at all and take the VP loss. And then just, you know, when they do come, you got to respond with a heavy response and not just a pity one. I don't know. That's my thoughts so far. Feel free to share in your comments, those of you who are veterans at this game. But yeah, I also want to make sure, let me check one more thing here before I go. The patrols. You can maybe, to put a squadron, place it in a patrol circuit in its sector or an adjacent one. Any number of, so that's the thing that we were missing, is you can actually go to an adjacent sector and go and patrol there as well. That was a rule that we missed. Like I said, I don't know, I'm not smart enough to know better anyways. But one really cool idea though, is you can patrol London. And see, London is adjacent to everything. And so you could theoretically argue that if I go into London and patrol, then as long as I, have enough detection advance notice, I could theoretically intercept anywhere. The problem I'm having is I just don't know of a consistent way to detect early. I mean, even with the radars working, we're not always detecting these people. I really think that with the cloud cover, that actually makes it a little bit worse, but the cloud cover helps us in other ways. I don't know. I mean, I'm really struggling with that. And so I don't know how excited I am to patrol in other sectors or not. We'll see. So anyways, thank you for watching. Fun game. My mind is definitely churning on this one. So thank you for watching and stay awesome.